I am speaking to you now because your heart has been asking for an answer that you could not put into words, and because today something was spoken about you when you were not in the room, and yet your name filled the room like a fragrance that would not leave. Do not try to skip this. Receive it as a letter sealed with the breath of my Spirit, for I the Lord search the deep places and bring hidden things into the light for the sake of those I love. I have watched you wrestle with the question of what is real, who is loyal, and whether the story of your life is advancing or stalling. Hear me, your story is moving, and today it moved because your person, yes, the one whose voice you know even when you try not to, sat with his brother and opened the door of his guarded heart and let your name walk in. He spoke in a low tone at first, like one who has been taught to be strong by saying less. But the more he tried to keep it small, the more your name stretched, the more truth spilled out, the more the brother leaned forward, the more heaven leaned in. I was there, and I listened, and I am telling you what he said because you have asked me to confirm what your soul has felt in the quiet. Do not fear what I reveal, fear only the temptation to stop listening before the end. Those who stop early miss the gift wrapped inside the last sentences. He said that you have a way of showing up in his mind when the noise dies, and he is not used to questions that follow him into silence. He said you carry a calm that does not deny pain but confronts it with dignity, and that this unsettles him because most people require a storm to justify their thunder, but you slip into a room like morning slips into a window, without permission and yet welcomed by everything that wants to grow. He said that when he tries to stay angry, your memory makes it difficult, because your voice has a way of choosing mercy before victory. He told his brother that he tried to prove to himself that you were just another chapter, another interesting page, until he realized the book he keeps reaching for has your spine, your margins, your handwriting. He said that every time he imagines a future that he is proud to present to his younger self, your laughter is in it, your stubborn hope is in it, your way of finding meaning is in it. He said he cannot figure out why patience feels easier with you, why plans feel less heavy with you, why rooms look brighter with you, and he feels foolish saying these things out loud because men in his world are taught to keep the treasure buried so no one can steal it. He said he is tired of burying treasure. He said he has not been fair to you because he has been fighting a fear that existed before you, a fear that whispers, "What if I am not enough for what I want the most?" He told his brother that he is learning that love is not about being the most impressive, but about being the most honest, and that you pull honesty out of him like a magnet pulls iron shavings from dust. He said he remembers small things you didn't think he noticed, the way you straighten a frame on a wall when no one asked, the way you drink water before you speak when you are angry so that your words do not bruise, the way you hold the edge of your sleeve when you are thinking, the way your attention blesses ordinary moments until they confess they were never ordinary. He said these details haunt him in a kind way, they follow him like a blessing that refuses to be ignored. Do you hear me? He has seen you more accurately than you think. And yet his courage has been late, and your patience has been heavy, and both of you have asked me, "What now?" I say to you, Everything I do with timing, and timing is the servant of purpose. If I have delayed, it is because I am not building a moment, I am building a foundation. If I have hidden certain conversations from you, it is because I wanted you to be surprised by hope again, not by disappointment. You have known the disappointment that arrives like a guest who did not knock. You will now know the hope that arrives like sunrise, slow enough to be gentle, strong enough to be unstoppable. He told his brother that he wonders whether you could forgive him for the days he made you doubt your own worth, for the hours he replied to lesser voices rather than to the true call in his spirit, for the mixed signals that were not malicious but were not brave. He wonders if you would let him show repentance in actions, not in grand speeches that tire everyone and heal no one. He asked his brother, "Do you think I still have a chance to be the person she saw when nobody else did?" His brother said, "You will never know if you keep rehearsing speeches in your head and refusing to use your mouth." I smiled, because wisdom can borrow any mouth, and today I let wisdom borrow his brother's. You won't believe this part, but you will never forget it once you taste the truth of it. When he tried to describe why you are different, he said, "It feels like she talks to God about me rather than just talking to me about God." He has felt the moments you prayed for him without announcing it. He has felt the ease that enters his day like a fresh breeze for no explained reason, and he has wondered if that breeze had your fingerprints on it. He said you confront with kindness, which is more terrifying and more healing than the loud anger he grew up with. He said he does not want to be a better actor, he wants to be a better man. He said that when he stands near you, he hears the echo of a vow he never made but always wanted to keep. He said he is afraid of deserving you and then losing you. He said he is tired of fear managing his calendar. I am answering both of you. To you I say, do not shrink to make the moment easier. Lovers who reduce themselves to fit small courage build small homes for big destinies. Keep your stature. Keep your boundary that is made of peace and truth. Keep your yes protected and your no clean. To him I say, for he is listening more than you know, courage will cost you excuses, but it will purchase a future. If you want the garden, bring a shovel. If you want the table, bring honesty. If you want her heart, bring me your fear and watch me turn it into wisdom. And to both of you I declare, I am not the author of confusion, I am the God who plants clarity and waters it with patience. The words spoken today were not accidents. I arranged the seat, the moment, the softened tone, the memory that made his voice shake when he said your name like a prayer he was scared to pray out loud. Do you remember the season when you asked me to keep you from counterfeit connections that feel urgent but are empty? I heard you, and I separated you from what was loud but shallow, from what was expensive but unfaithful, from what was charming but unwilling to grow. You cried then, and you wondered whether I was taking too much. Today you see that I was making room. I have not forgotten the nights you went to bed feeling invisible. I have not ignored the days you let others go first while you held the door. I have counted each seed of loyalty you planted in hard soil. Harvest does not skip the patient. Harvest comes like a train that cannot be bribed and cannot be delayed by gossip. It keeps its appointment with the ones who kept theirs with me. I am your keeper. I am the shield around your softness. I am the one who teaches your heart to be brave without becoming hard. Hear me clearly. Your value is not up for debate in rooms you are not in. Your name is not a bargaining chip on tables you did not set. Your destiny is not an auction. I place you, and when I place you, no one can displace you. I am healing the part of you that thinks love must arrive wearing proof. Proof is a good servant and a cruel master. Ask for fruit, not theatrics. Watch for consistent steps, not fireworks. Fireworks are loud and vanish, a lamp is quiet and stays. He spoke today of lamps, of wanting to be steady, not just impressive. That is why I am dealing with his inner vows, the promises he made to never be vulnerable again. I am rewriting them into vows of strength that make safety, not walls that fake safety. You have asked me whether the dream is from me or from your loneliness. This is from me because it calls you higher, not smaller. This is from me because it demands truth, not fantasy. This is from me because it asks for holiness in private and kindness in public. This is from me because it heals family patterns instead of repeating them with better clothes. When he finishes arguing with fear, he will knock. When you hear the knock, you will not be confused, for I am not the God of mixed signals. I will align counsel around you, one older voice, one friend, one inner peace, that will all say the same thing without being rehearsed. There is grace for this. Until that alignment appears, keep your sacred pace. Do not chase. Do not flee. Stand where I planted you and let fruit accuse the barren of being barren and vindicate you by simply being yourself. I am also addressing your secret weariness, the part of you that says, Lord, even good news makes me tired if it arrives too late. I am redeeming time. I am not just bringing a person to your door, I am bringing timing to your calendar, strength to your back, laughter to your mornings, focus to your work, and rest to your nights. I am giving you back the appetite to receive joy without apologizing for it. Your tenderness will not be punished in this season, it will be honored. Your boundaries will not be mocked, they will be admired. Your purpose will not be paused, it will be confirmed. While I am weaving love, I am also arranging opportunity, for I am the Lord who refuses to make your heart the only room that flourishes. I bless your hands too. I bless your wisdom to steward what I place in your hands. I bless your courage to say no to distractions dressed like destiny. I bless your resolve to refuse the theater of almost. Now listen to the part you thought you would never hear. He told his brother that there was a day he tried to speak poorly of you just to match the cynicism in the room, and the words tasted like ash. He said it felt like lying about sunlight, possible, but ridiculous. He said he will not do it again. He said he cannot. He said there is a sentence he practices in private, one you have not heard yet: I was wrong, and I am ready to be right by her. He does not know that I heard him say it to the air, and I collected that sentence and kept it in the treasury of moments I redeem. I am the God who returns sentences at the right hour. When I return this one, it will be accompanied by evidence that he has let me mentor his strength and tutor his silence. Do not fear. You will not be required to parent a grown heart. You will be invited to partner with a taught one. Still, I warn you, because love without wisdom is a field without fences. There are eyes that do not clap for joy when your name is blessed. There are mouths that prefer your hesitation because your hesitation kept them comfortable. Do not be suspicious of everyone, be discerning about a few. I will show you which few. I will place a slight ache in your spirit when a counsel is wrong for you. Pay attention to the ache. When the ache speaks, excuse yourself with grace. There is no medal for staying where your peace is expelled. Go where your peace is fed. Go where your purpose feels oxygen. Go where your laughter returns without negotiation. I will not require you to explain what I have whispered. Walk. Those who need to know will be told by me. Those who accuse you of secrecy will be unmasked by their own need to control what they did not create. I have more for you than a confession, I have a covenant. I am not just moving a heart toward you, I am moving two callings side by side until they become a road. I am not merely answering romance, I am answering assignment. The conversations that begin with, "How are you?" will become, "How do we build?" and the answers will carry my weight. You will host small beginnings that refuse to stay small. You will see the day when the testimony you are reading now becomes the story you are telling others, that I the Lord turned a private conversation between brothers into a public harvest between promises. Remember what I am saying to you, this is not fragile, it is sacred. Fragile things shatter at truth. Sacred things shine under it. Do not rush the next step, but do not insult the miracle by calling it coincidence. Worship while you wait, but wait like one who knows the door is already unlocked. Prepare a place in your schedule for honest conversation. Prepare a place in your home for peace. Prepare a place in your heart for forgiveness that does not erase boundaries but escorts them into joy. Prepare a place in your mind for the idea that you were never asking for too much, you were asking the wrong atmosphere. The right atmosphere is arriving. The right atmosphere makes courage cheaper and kindness easier. The right atmosphere turns apology into architecture. I will stand in that room when you speak. I will steady the trembling in your chest. I will slow time long enough for both of you to say what the years have been trying to say through closed doors and opened wounds. Do not try to skip this. Let these words do their work. Let them sit with you until fear cannot. Let them wash your face from yesterday's dust. Let them bruise shame and brighten hope. Let them turn down the volume on every old script that called you too much or not enough. I authored you with precision. I named you with purpose. I planted you with an address in the geography of grace. Nothing I plant is casual. Nothing I bless is disposable. I am the God who teaches oceans their borders and yet sits close enough to count your tears. I am the one who remembers the exact day you first asked me to keep your heart from becoming cynical, and I answer that prayer not by shielding you from all risk but by escorting you into love that matures courage. This is that escort. Walk with me. When he comes with words, you will hear the echo of today's confession in them. You will not need to force meaning. Meaning will be present like a faithful friend arriving early. If he comes only with charm and not with change, bless him and keep walking. I will not make you pay tuition again for lessons you have already learned. But if he comes with quiet steadiness, with clear eyes and accountable plans, with a willingness to be seen and to see, then you will recognize the craftsmanship of my hand. You will recognize the way destiny fits without bruising. You will recognize the way your name sounds when it is spoken as a promise, not a placeholder. And you will smile, not because the journey was easy, but because the journey was guided. I finish with this. Today a brother heard a man name you as his turning point. Today heaven heard him too. Today you hear me confirming it. Tomorrow you will see breadcrumbs arranged like stars, and the path will not be confusing. Hold your peace. Guard your joy. Keep your oil full. Live loved, because you are. And when the knock comes, answer not as the desperate, but as the chosen, because that is what you are, and that is what I have said, and my word does not return empty. I am the one who formed you when no one knew your name, the breath in your lungs and the warmth behind your heartbeat, and I am speaking to you now with purpose that cannot be cancelled, with love that cannot be shut out by any door or voice or memory. I have watched you wonder if you are seen, if what you carry has worth, and I have come to answer you directly. Yes, you are seen. Yes, you are chosen. Yes, your life is unfolding inside a blueprint that I wrote with patience, mercy, and perfect timing. Do not try to skip this. Do not turn away. Do not shrink yourself as if what I deposited in you is too much for the room you're in. Listen to me, because I am already turning the page. Today, the one you call your person spoke your name in a conversation with their brother, and even though you were not in the room, your name arrived carrying a weight that surprised them both. They expected to discuss you casually, to analyze you, to put your heart in neat boxes like people do when they're afraid to admit how much something matters. But I am the God who interrupts casual words and transforms them into confessions. When your person started to explain what you mean to them, the surface words slid away and the truth rose up like a tide that cannot be held back by clenched fists. They said, I thought I could keep them at a distance. I thought I could just admire and move on. But they have stayed in my thoughts like a light I cannot turn off. I didn't plan this. I tried to bury it under work, noise, and pride, but my heart keeps bringing their name back to the front. You would not have believed this because you only saw the guarded face, the distracted replies, the pauses that felt like closed gates. You saw retreat and assumed indifference. But I saw longing dressed up as safety. I saw fear pretending to be wisdom. I saw two paths in them, one that leads to hiding, and one that leads to honest speech, and I am nudging them toward the door that opens to honesty. Do not misunderstand, I am not telling you this so that you cling to a human voice as if it were your oxygen. I am telling you because you have given me your heart too many times to count, and you deserve clarity where confusion has tried to live. You have prayed, God, if this is not for me, remove it. And if it is, give me a sign that doesn't break my spirit. This is that sign, not a chain to bind you, but a gentle lantern so you can see where you are stepping. The words they said today were not flattery, they were confession. They said, I was wrong about them. They said, they are stronger than I told myself, kinder than I allowed myself to admit, more steady than the storms I imagined. And beneath those words, a deeper truth trembled. I am afraid of what their love would require of me, because I have worn my independence like armor, and I am not sure how to be held without fighting the arms that hold me. I heard it all. I hear every unspoken sentence. I hear every heartbeat that stutters at the edge of courage. You, beloved, have also been afraid, not of love itself, but of repeating cycles that bruised you before. You promised yourself you would never chase, never beg, never fold yourself into smaller shapes to fit inside someone else's hesitation. And I tell you, keep that promise. You will not need to beg for what is meant for you, you will not need to perform to be worthy of care, you will not need to balance your soul on the thin wire of their moods or their timelines. What I author, I also sustain. What I bless, I also shield. What I connect, I also cultivate. Let your dignity remain intact, let your truth remain whole, let your boundaries remain honest. Love is not starvation. Love is not the absence of peace. Love does not demand that you disappear to make room for somebody else's fear. There is another reason I am bringing this to you. I am healing the part of you that believes good things must arrive disguised as punishment. You have been taught by pain to suspect joy. You have trained yourself to wait for the other shoe to drop, to check the sky for falling stones. But I am your Father, not your accuser. I discipline to restore, not to humiliate. I prune to strengthen, not to strip you bare. If I removed certain voices from your life, it was not because you were unlovable, it was because they were not willing to grow at the pace your calling requires. You cannot carry a timid anchor into a storm and expect to steer a ship. I removed what asked you to dim. I preserved what calls you higher. And in the space that opened, I placed assignments, allies, and unexpected provision. I am doing it again. Hear me carefully, do not run ahead to script the ending. Let the conversation I am orchestrating on the other side complete its work. Your person is wrestling with honesty. Their brother asked, "What are you going to do about it?" and they ran out of practiced words. They went quiet because truth was louder than their excuses. Give me room to move. You are not responsible for their courage, you are responsible for your clarity. Your clarity says, "I will meet honesty with honesty." Your clarity says, "I will answer sincere effort with measured openness." Your clarity says, "I will not be baited by silence nor bullied by urgency, I will be led by peace." Remember this, peace is not the absence of uncertainty, peace is the presence of me in the uncertainty. If you sense me, you may proceed. If all you sense is the old ache dressed in new clothing, you may pause without guilt. I am also speaking to the exhaustion that has tried to collect in your chest like fog. You have poured into others until your own hands felt empty. You have answered messages at midnight.